Hello guys, so welcome back. I know I didn't post a video yesterday. Now I actually filmed and edited a video for yesterday and I just hated the way that it turned out and I just didn't want to post it. So there was no video yesterday, but I am back today with another video. So for today's video, I wanted to show you guys my new leopard gecko enclosures. So I redid 2 of my leopard gecko cages. Now before I show them to you, let's talk about it a little bit. So if you guys saw some of my previous videos, you probably remember that a little while ago, I set up one of my 3 leopard gecko cages as a bioactive enclosure. Now this was sort of for me to kind of try it out because I'd never done bioactive with a leopard gecko before and I was curious about it, and I ended up really liking it. And because of how much I liked the first one, I really wanted to redo my other 2 into bioactive. So now if we go back about a month ago, I bought some supplies to redo my enclosures into bioactives, like I bought the substrate and whatnot. But then shortly after, I found out that I was going to be moving soon, so I decided I was just going to wait until I moved before I redid the enclosures because I didn't see much point in redoing them just to move in like 2 months. I ended up redoing them anyways. I just got so tired of looking at my other leopard geckos enclosures. I didn't like them at all. I thought they were ugly. They were just bugging me. It bugs me when I'm not happy with my enclosures. So I ended up redoing them. Now I didn't go full on bioactive this time. I figured I would save that until I move, but I did set them up in a more naturalistic way. So now these enclosures do have loose substrate in them, and I know it's, you know, pretty debatable when it comes to leopard geckos. I did do an entire video on leopard gecko substrate, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it. But basically, in my opinion, I think that it's fine if you're using the proper one. I am using a very high quality bioactive substrate designed for arid animals like leopard geckos, and just in my opinion, I really do prefer this over solid substrate. If you're someone who prefers solid substrate, that is totally fine. You are allowed to have your opinion, and this is just mine. I personally just prefer the loose substrate more. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and head on into my reptile room and take a look at the leopard gecko cages. So if we walk into my reptile room, let me turn on the light. My new leopard gecko cages are right here, and then another one right down here. So this here is Sushi's cage, and then this one here is Pepper's. I think we'll go ahead and start with Sushi's, and then we'll take a look at Pepper's after. So first off, I just want to say this is a 24 by 18 by 12 exoterra, which is the medium low. Every time I show my leopard gecko enclosures, people ask me what size they are, so I just wanted to put that out there. But now let's take a look inside the enclosure. So first off, I want to point out the background. So this here is a 3D background made by Universal Rocks. I absolutely adore these backgrounds for my leopard geckos. I will link them in the description in case you want to get some. I would highly recommend these. They're not paying me to say this or anything. My geckos just really love these backgrounds with the ledges because they can climb on them. Sushi loves them so much. So yeah, there's that, and now let's take a look at the actual enclosure. So for the substrate in this enclosure, I'm using Arcadia Arid Earth Mix, and then I do have some live oak leaves on top for some leaf litter. This is a really great substrate if you want to use loose substrate with leopard geckos. It's specifically designed for arid animals, so it doesn't hold too much humidity or anything, and I don't know, it's just it's just a really good substrate. I have no complaints with it. I have used it with some of my other animals and stuff. I really enjoy it. So since this cage isn't bioactive right now, it doesn't have any live plants, I decided to just stick with fake plants for now, and then in the future, once I move, maybe I'll go to live plants instead. But for now, we just have some fake plants. Most of them are all just fake succulents. So I do have a few that I just kind of poked in certain spots just to kind of hang out there. That's what these ones are kind of doing. And then this one here and this one here were kind of something that I made. So if you can see, these plants are stuck on a rock here, and now this is something I made myself. So I just got some rocks and I got some succulents and then I glued them onto the rock. I think it makes a really nice decor. I'll probably end up making more of these because I think they're just really neat. I think they look really good in the enclosures. Here's another one over here. So again, this is just glued onto that rock there. Really easy DIY decorations, but they look really nice. So there's that. And then in this enclosure here, I provided a lot of cork. So the cork serves a few different purposes. One, they create hides. So I do have some cork rounds, such as this one and that one, which gives some hiding spaces. And then also, like, my gecko can hide underneath of the flats. So they provide a lot of hiding spaces. They also provide climbing surfaces, so Sushi can like climb up on this. And it's just really good enrichment for them to be able to climb and explore different textures and whatnot. So I really like cork bark for reptiles. So if we look in this back corner here, there's kind of a few different hiding spots going on. So one, Sushi could go in that cork round, and then also Sushi could go under this cork flat, which is where she is right now, I believe. I'm not going to lift it up and disturb her, but she's under that cork flat there. And then there is a piece of grapevine that kind of goes underneath of this cork flat and then up onto the background. Sushi has been digging a ton too. If I lift up this cork bark, you can kind of see how she's like dug out this corner and kicked it all up there. So that's one of the pros to loose substrates, is they can dig in it, which is good enrichment for them. And then if we look over on this side of the enclosure, we have this piece of grapevine here with a piece of cork leaning up against it, which creates kind of a hide underneath. Then we do have another cork round right up at the front and some plants over there. This grapevine is really cool because it goes right up onto the background, so Sushi can use that to climb up there. Over on this side again, we have this piece of mopani wood, another piece of cork, and then we have the water dish in the front. One thing I really like about these more naturalistic style enclosures is the hides. So you can kind of make really naturalistic hides, like by having them hide under cork bark and whatnot, rather than using like store-bought caves. And I do want to say there's nothing wrong with store-bought hides if that's what you want to use, like that's totally fine. I just think it's cool giving them more like natural hides, because like in the wild they would be hiding in like under pieces of wood and under rocks and whatnot. So I really like this. And then on top here for the UVB bulb, Sushi has the Zoomed brand. So this is the 5.0 UVB, and there's that one. So let's move on to Pepper's now. So over here is Pepper's tank, again same size as Sushi's. So this is also the medium low Exoterra, 24 by 18 by 12. Now let's take a look inside. So same as Sushi's cage, Pepper's does have a universal rocks background. Like I said, love using these for my leopard geckos. They're really awesome. So, you know, link will be in the description. And then over here we have a nice little hiding spot. So there is a store-bought cave over here. It's kind of hard to see because it's like behind some cork and stuff, but that is just a store-bought cave. And then I did cover it with some cork bark to kind of make it blend in more. In the back corner there, we do have this fake succulent. And then right here we have a big piece of grapevine. So this provides something really fun for her to climb over and everything. Right up here we have another one of those fake succulent decors that I was talking about. So this one here is another one that I made. And then we have another one over here. It's kind of hidden a bit more, but there's that. For substrate, it is the exact same mix as Sushi's. So we have the Arcadia Arid Earth mix with some oak leaf litters. I do have a bit of like tiny cork pieces just to add as like, I don't know, little accessories to the enclosure, if you will. So that's it for over here. And then if we move over here to this side, we have a cork round that she can hide in. There is another cork flat over here leaning up against the background, which kind of creates another hiding spot. There is another big piece of grapevine over here that she can climb over, climb under, hide under, all that. And then we do have another cork flat leaning up against this piece, so she can go under this and hide there. And then, as I mentioned, there is another little succulent decor there. And then, of course, we have her water dish right in the front there. As for UVB for Pepper, this is the Arcadia Shade Dweller. I really do like this one for leopard geckos. I think it works really well. So I would recommend that if you do have some leopard geckos. But yeah, that's about it for Peppers. Pepper hasn't seemed to dig as much as Sushi does, but I have still seen her exploring a ton. Neither one of my leopard geckos are out right now. Actually, Alani's kind of out if you see your little face poking out, but Pepper or Sushi aren't out right now. It's kind of like the middle of the day, so they're not usually out at this time, which is why we're not seeing them, but that's fine. I just wanted to show you guys their enclosures. Okay, so I think that's about it for the leopard gecko enclosure tour. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing these, and I hope that you guys think that the enclosures look really nice. I personally do. Okay, so that's really it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing my leopard gecko enclosures now that I've redone them. I personally really like the way that they turned out, and my geckos seem to be enjoying them, so hopefully you guys like them too. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. I would really appreciate it. Also, check out all of my social media. It will all be in the description below. I would love to have you guys over there, so be sure to do that. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.